Okay, I suppose we're getting very near the end of our cab sessions now at this stage, and to go off on a slightly different angle, we're going to talk to the man behind the camera here a little bit. Gerard Butler, welcome to the cab sessions.
Thank you, David.
Even though they were half your brainchild.
So it was your idea.
Possibly, but you encouraged it, so we'll both take the blame for it here. Yeah. So, Gerard, I suppose you have a very different job to anyone in TFM.
True.
Okay, you are one of the butlers. You're Jimmy's son, but you come at the whole business. The machinery is not your passion.
No.
Even though you've been around the business all your life. So, let's go back again, like I do with everybody else. Again, you didn't quite throw the school bag over the ditch.
No.
But tell us a little bit about your background in the business. Or, sorry, not the business, your background first.
Background, yeah. So I did film and television in college and didn't make much of that for a decade or so. And then, I don't know who had the idea. I think it was my father. It was like, oh, we could apply those skills to the business. And that was March 2020,
okay.
The month. I remember Leo Varadkar making the announcement about COVID. I was sitting in my car listening to him, so that was only a week or two before I started for TFM. So it was a very odd time to start.
It was definitely a very odd time to be going into a new venture.
Yeah. But I started out kind of doing around the media side, but now I do all the marketing pretty much. Some of the depots do their own stuff a good bit as well, but I'd have my finger in a lot of pies across the company in relation to marketing. So I suppose just to put it in context here, at the moment, everything from the Farmers Journal ad, which we do every week, to the various stuff that we put up on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and that, plus all the likes of the magazines and all the special ads that we see up, like all that is pretty much under your brief now here, isn't it? Like, there's a lot of, it wouldn't just be me. I'd be kind of taking direction from people. What do we want to do? Blah, blah, blah. But then I go and execute the vision, shall we say. And like that's what I like about TFM, about working in TFM, is my job is to communicate what the company can do, what the culture is, what we, it's like my job is to broadcast what makes TFM, and that's the thing I get that brings me the most pleasure out of working for TFM.
Well, you talked about your father saying, hey, you have skills to that you can apply to the company. We've long since established he's a serious man to see into the future and see things, I suppose, not necessarily that the rest of us don't see, but he's always been a progressive mind, as has Joe with him. So yeah, he did see that social media, even though he tell you himself he's not into it, but yet he sees it as the next.
Yeah, he wouldn't be alone there.
No, he wouldn't.
You'd be one of the people as well.
You'd go back to 2020. Well, I suppose ever before I got involved working with you, that side of it, he could see it in it. But like, I suppose COVID was a massive turning point in social media anyway in this country. Would you agree with that statement?
100%. Any activity where you could do it in your house transformed because of COVID, and social media is a big part of it.
Like, paper print hasn't disappeared,
no,
but very much dropped in the percentages versus your TikToks, your Facebooks, your Instagram type advertising, and even your done deal.
Yeah.
And I suppose the age profile is the biggest thing we've seen that has changed, really, hasn't it? Like, it's no longer the young guys' game.
No, there's a lot like TikTok. I think TikTok is the biggest disruptor in social media, and now all the other social media companies are chasing video. Like we used to do very little video, and now we do nearly complete video. Like I don't really do, I do print stuff, but I don't do images unless someone sends them to me or asks me to do it. Or like today we're at this Side of Harvester event today, and I have a few photos taken. I'll take some more, but I have as much video done.
Yes.
So video is king now, whereas it wasn't 2-3 years ago. And the other side of it is there's more data centers, there's more whatever, so there's more capacity to take video by all the. But that's all because of TikTok. TikTok came in and went blew up, and now YouTube is following TikTok. Now YouTube's video anyway, but YouTube, Facebook, Instagram they're all slowly becoming nearly completely video.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think what TFM has done well is keep up with that trend. And that was started by David Doyle, who used to work for us, and I just took the baton and kept going with a lot of help from yourself.
But like it is, as I said, whether we like it or not, I suppose we're lucky that you did come out when you came at the time, and we were able to push onwards a bit, because it is, and as I said, COVID definitely was the catalyst that drove it on, unintentionally probably, but it is what drove it on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So saying all that, Gerard, we are where we are. Where do you see it going? Like where do you see the whole social media side of things going within any business, I suppose, but especially the machinery business?
I was actually talking to the salesmen yesterday, and I was saying to them, I was kind of poking them a bit. So I don't know, you're aware, but I don't know if the people watching this are aware. Some of our salesmen are very reluctant to go on camera, but I would say, I said to them, and I know I'm right. It's more so in cars than farm machinery, but it's going to go this way. I think that if you're a salesman, especially a salesman starting out now, you need to be on social media. Like it's people who are established, not so much they have their customer base, but I think if you're a salesperson starting 1st of November 2025, if you're not doing video on social media, then best of luck, because it's such a massive tool. Like we've seen that ourselves. Like there's a reason why you and I are running around the countryside doing videos all the time.
Oh, it very much works, Gerard. The feedback, like we have a 15 salesman team. I'm one of those in it, but like the feedback from them will tell you like straight away it is.
It leads to sales,
and they're the ones that like. There is no way to measure this, and you're better at the metrics now than I am. You understand it better than I ever do, but like. The only way you measure it is the feedback from the guys, the sales people, or the store people, or even our recruitment drives. How we measure it, how many calls did we get on those ads, how many replies did we get on those ads, do you know what I mean? And they are the ones that are saying to us, hey, that's actually working, whatever you're doing there, drive it on, you know.
I'm just thinking that I could definitely measure it in a funny way if I put out a video of a machine that would be sought after at 6 o'clock on a Friday evening.
Yeah, you'd hear from the sales.
They'd be ringing me
fairly quick at that stage, definitely.
No, it's definitely bore fruit for us. Like the sales stuff, and then there's the promotional stuff, which is more like promoting the company or promoting a new product or whatever. Which that's very hard to measure how successful that is. But it's I think it's good for people in the company and people outside the company to see what we're about. Any time you're communicating with your customers, I think is a good thing. Okay. Unless you're like buy this now every 10 minutes, but you know what I mean. If the more the communication is good, and that's kind of my number one objective, is to communicate with our customers, with our community, and
right. Well, Gerard Butler has never made any secret of the fact that he has no great love for anything on four wheels, engines or gearboxes. Okay.
I like my car.
Yeah, right, okay. So, and I suppose what next for Gerard Butler in the next, right? You like working for TFM, you love what the job brings so far.
Yeah.
Where do you see us moving? Where do you see you, I suppose, as the marketing department? Because at the end of the day, that's what you are, the marketing department, and under its various guises, but that's what you do. Where do you think, aside from the social media side of it, Gerard, what's in it for you now? What's in it for you as Gerard?
When you're talking about the future of TFM, and it wouldn't just be in the advertising or marketing or social media side of things, the thing that I'd be very interested in is digital, like setting things like I've been involved in a few things being set up in the digital world, the online shop being an example, some internal stuff, and I would say that it doesn't always happen, but if you do it well and you do it with the right partners, you can set up stuff that just makes life so much easier. A lot now, especially with AI and stuff, I think a lot of it is, I try to think of a polite word for what the word I'm thinking. It starts with a B and ends with a T, but there is a lot of stuff you can do in the digital world. So that's something I'd be fairly involved with and would be, I would say, passionate about. I'd be passionate about it is if you can do something, set up something digitally that helps us do something either internal or external. That's something that I've derived a lot of enjoyment out over the last few years.
Okay. If you were, and I'm going to draw attention to this for a minute, and I'm going to go off on a slightly different, but when we started doing the cab sessions back in, I don't know when we started doing them, but
300 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while anyway. And as I said, it is coming to an end, and only because
Season one,
yeah, we're looking at different projects, but what's one of the things that, I suppose, what did we get out of the cab session that we didn't see coming?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Like, our goal was to promote the company and the staff within it and the various roles within that, and I suppose to showcase that nearly everyone in the company didn't necessarily start at what they're doing today.
Yeah.
So the room to progress and things that TFM has always been well known for.
Yeah.
But like, is
what I'd say to you about it, is that I find Irish people are very. If you talk, there's a lot of people who've done interviews with us who I'd be talking to them about our jobs, one-on-one, and they'd be very like sarcastic, and they'd be like, "Oh," and then you get them and sit them down in this chair, and you're asking them the similar questions, and you can see the passion. And I think that's the thing I take away the most from it, is that, you know, like, there's the day to day, and, you know, some days it's annoying, any job, but when you actually, in this, what we're doing now, you actually see what drives people. That's the most revealing thing, and the thing that I saw that I wasn't really aware of before, is how much passion is in TFM from 99% of the people that we talk.
I suppose, yeah, one of the things I took from it, and it was something you drew my attention to many months back, it's along the same line, but I suppose the amount of people on the ground who suddenly saw, I suppose I know everybody in TFM and you know everybody in TFM, because I'm in and out of the depots every week with you, or I'm doing different things, and I like to know the people I work with. But there's guys on the floor here, we'll say, in Clonmel, who wouldn't know the bigger picture, and suddenly realised, and I spoke about this in a previous interview with Ross Gimming of John Deere, actually, but about the likes of Pat Costello, who is the general manager, or the likes of me or somebody else in the sales team, or the John Murrays and Brendan Scarries, who were heavily involved in the upper management side of things, the humble beginnings that they came from, and then they just automatically see them, well, there's Pat, he's the general manager. But Pat jokes about the day, and I've said this already, he started out as an apprentice. He used to wash Jimmy's car. Do you know, like, he came all the way up the line. He served his time fixing silage harvesters with the great Eugene Murray and Paddy Delahunty, like, at the time. Do you know, and suddenly the guy in the ground realises, well, there is no gap between us all. We all came. There's 140, 150 odd staff in TFM. Like, I don't know what the exact is today, but they suddenly realise, do you know what? There's not steps. There is.
Yeah, there's huge potential.
There's steps in front of the world, but within the gates of TFM, there's not. Do you know what I mean? All these guys started in the same place. They could still pick up a spanner today, or light the gas torch, or weld the bit onto a plough if they had to. Do you know what I mean? Like, the vast majority of the lads on the ground came from the ground.
I would say that anyone that's in TFM more than 10 years has done, their job title might have changed, but they've done 2 or 3 jobs.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Definitely.
For us. You know, like,
I suppose in my 23 years, I'm just coming on 23 years in the place, even though I've nearly always been in sales in some shape or form, I've reinvented myself probably 4 times within the job. Like, and been given those opportunities to do it, you know, where I can suddenly, I'm not at the day-to-day sales, I'm at something else as well. Like, I managed to hire a fleet. I've since got involved with you on the marketing side of things. Now you do the marketing, but I'm still working with you. Still working with you in the background, managing the second-hand stock and things. Do you know what I mean? So there's the room to move within the company is there. Like,
big time.
It is, you know. So it is. Projects that we have coming up. So
I don't want
to the next 12 months. Projects that Gerard has coming up that he hasn't told anyone about yet.
Watch this space. I don't know.
Well, I suppose
a lot of people don't. Christmas Day.
A lot of the guys wouldn't realise it, like, but you are the driving force behind the online shop. You've been doing an awful lot of work on that in the background, and that's up and running now, and that's something we're very proud of. So you would have been, and that's taken a huge amount of your time.
A lot of help from certain people in parts as well, but yeah.
Of course, we've had various editions of the magazine. The company magazine out. They've been you've been working on them as well, and a few other bits and pieces. We are finishing up the cab sessions series 1, I suppose, as we call it. We are going to look at it again in the new year with probably a new twist on it. We're hoping to finish it up around Christmas with maybe something big from, I know Jimmy has done some work with us already, so that's definitely one to look forward to. That's going to be a good one. So, but you're keeping tight-lipped about any other projects you have?
Remember we had a conversation recently about me not talking about stuff. I don't like to announce that until I know
I'm
it's
only
trying
to draw. I'm only trying to draw. Ger, on behalf of the lads in TFM, you've done a super job since you've come into the role. I hope you do stay at it. I love working with you anyway. And all I can say at this stage is watch this space for some more stuff from us. I know you don't like being on camera, so we mightn't see you again till this time next year.
No, it'll be a long time
again.
Long time.
But definitely watch this space. Ger, thank you very much.
Thank you, David.